Welcome to the rebuild of Middlesbrough, the team currently in the Championship League of English football. They've only been outside the top two flights of English football for a total of 2 years, but this year they are just barely above the relegation zone in the Championship, despite the fact the last 2 years they had finished 7th and 5th. This club has one trophy to date, which they won the League Cup in 2004, but as you'll see on the stats, they also lost the UEFA Cup final in 2006. Now, all the records, a lot of those players are from the early 1900s. So we're here today to see if we can turn Middlesbrough into champions of the Champions League. Let's go. And here's the lineup we're starting with Middlesbrough. As you see, it's just a lot of 70. Everybody's about the same. 70s all over the place. Now, the one difference I would say is there's more potential growth in the back and the defensive side of the ball than there is up front. Most of the growth our guys on the bench are lower. So I think I'm going to work on the attacking portion first and the goalkeeping aspect. So let's see who we purchase. Okay, so I'm going to run down a bunch of moves all at once. I forgot to record beforehand. Mr. Johnny Howson going to Angelspor for $2 million. Mr. Clayton's going to Independente for $1.7 million. We've acquired from Bournemouth Mr. Aaron Ramsdale for $9.97 million and Dejan Stojanovic. We've also acquired for $6 million Mr. Wellick from Arsenal, the young Cam. We have sold striker Asabalonga to Falaise Sarsfield for $3.4 million. And we've sold Mr. Shotton, the centre back, to Internacional for $1.5 million. And the final move so far, Mr. Johnson is going to the Romanian club, CFR Cluj, for $650,000. You're caught up to all the moves up to this moment. We've sold the Benin striker, I believe he's from Gestede, to Botafogo for $810,000. So we've signed the young 19-year-old right back, Jaden Bogle from Derby County. So here in America, most of us would pronounce that as Derby, but Derby County for just a shade under $7 million. So that's all the business we're doing this transfer window. So let's advance January 1st, see how we're doing. So January 1st, we're sitting right around mid-table with 33 points. We are 14 out of the playoff battle, but we're 12 ahead, 13 ahead of relegation, so it's okay. So anyways, so we have sold 2 more players. So Lewis Wing is going to Braga for $5,001, and Marcus Tavernier, just before the January 1st deadline, was sold to Lanús for $2.3 million. And here's a list of some of the members of the youth academy that's going to be all promoted to the team. Harvey Harrison looks like he's going to be the one that's going to be able to do the most the soonest. Wow, that was bad English. Anyways, on to any transfers. We sold Irishman George Saville to Başakşehir for $3.3 million. George Friend's going to Rio Ave FC, the Portuguese club, for $1.25 million. So we've actually bought somebody. We paid $1.75 million to West Brom for Nathan Ferguson. Right back can also play left back, so that's where he's going since he's replacing George Friend. So really didn't do much else. Had to free up some contracts, so we're going to go to the end of the season and see how we finish. Here's another round of youth prospects we're going to sign. And next season, Anthony Dijksteel will be going to Alanspor in Turkey for $1.6 million. Look at that, guys. We have made a surge and got into the promotion playoffs. We're hoping to go up with West Brom and Leeds United. Even though it doesn't matter to us. Hull City, Barnsley, Luton Town, and Preston are going down. Manchester City beat Liverpool to win the FA Cup. We lost in the 3rd round to Reading. Liverpool got their revenge, defeating Manchester City in the Carabao Cup. We lost in the 3rd round to Leeds. Look at that. Middlesbrough is going to the Premier League next year. While in real life, they're battling to just stay up in Championship League, my fault. In the Premier League, Manchester City won over Liverpool, while we will be one of the teams replacing Norwich, Brighton, and Burnley. Manchester City pulled off the treble by defeating Juventus in the Champions League final on penalties. Borussia Dortmund defeated Wolves to win the Europa League. Here's a quick look at the stats of the season, with Fletcher leading the way with 24 goals. Here's a quick look at the growth chart, which is going very nicely. But next year we're going to be playing the Premier League. That's definitely a dream that Middlesbrough fan would love to talk about. But anyways, we're going to make some moves if we're going to avoid relegation next year. So let's go to Season 2. So we've made 2 moves to strengthen our starting squad. We signed Sandro Tonali from Brescia for $30,400,000. Also, we made a deal with Chelsea for Fikayo Tomori for $17 million, bringing the center back. So those were our only 2 moves this transfer window. We're going to advance January 1st, and I just want to avoid out relegation this season. Even though we made a strong run at the end of last year, I did have a couple of key players that were loaned to us that went back, so just want to be outside of the relegation zone. So January 1st, we're in 13th place, 12 points above the relegation zone, so that's a good sign. Manchester City is leading the league right now. Just before the start of this transfer window, we sold Marcus Brown to Stoke City for $1.3 million. Let's see if we do any other business. So since Ayala is over 30 years old, he's about to go down, but I don't have a lot of money, so went out and got Eric Garcia, the center back from Manchester City, for $6.6 million. So we have sold Daniel Ayala for $4.4 million to Feyenoord. Good luck over in the Dutch area. So that was really the only move this transfer window. So let's go to the end of the season. Let's see if maybe we can squeak out mid-table finish, which would be excellent. So we end up finishing 12th on the year in the Premier League with 45 points. Definitely not bad, but as you see, our weakness is goal scoring. We had lowest goal total from all the teams that were around us. Manchester City edged out Liverpool to win the league. In a Manchester derby, Manchester City won the Carabao Cup. Manchester City also won the FA Cup 3-2 of Arsenal. We had a good showing making it to the quarterfinals before losing Liverpool. Forgot to mention Leeds United, Sheffield United, and West Brom going down, so we were the only promoted team that's staying in the Premier League. That's a good sign. Manchester City almost pulled off the domestic treble and the total treble. I guess it'd be a quadruple, but they lost Barcelona in the finals of Champions League 2-0. Valencia defeated Sevilla in the Europa League finals 1-0. Here's a quick look at the stats with Mitja, scoring 21 goals. He scored basically half the goals that our team produced this year. Here's a look at the stat growth for our team. Got a few players getting the 80s with Ramsdale at 84, but next year I definitely need to work on the attacking side of the ball. So time to go to year 3, see if we make a push for European football. I would love to have an explanation of how I'm getting less money after playing in the Premier League for a season and finishing mid-table than I did Championship League, finishing 6th. So hopefully we can do well in the preseason tournament and get to 40 million. Well, I said I want to improve attack, and I did. I have signed a wonder kid from Man U, Mason Greenwood, for $22 million, I believe it was. Somewhere around that figure. Yep. That's how we improve the team. We sold the left back, Nathan Ferguson, to Hertha BSC for $20 million. So after about 15 attempts to sell him, I finally sold Sam Stubbs to LAFC for $1.4 million. I think every team in the MLS tried to buy him. So, last minute we have signed the 22-year-old fullback Evan Dicka from Newcastle for $21.8 million. Welcome home, Evan. Now that will be the end of the signing period, so we're going to advance January 1st, and hopefully we're battling for European football. But let's see. So if you look at the bottom of the standings there, we're in 8th place, so we're making a run for European football. So our goal scoring is definitely up this year, but our defense seems to take a hit, so I don't know if I have enough money to do anything in this transfer window, but we're making good progress so far. So since I got Greenwood and still had Nemeche, Ashley Fletcher wasn't getting the starts and wanted out of the club, and as much as I didn't want to do it, I had to sell him. So Mr. Fletcher is going to Benfica for $16.5 million. So since I've had some injuries in the center back position, and I didn't really have enough money to go after somebody that would improve the starting lineup significantly, I went for depth and signed 24-year-old Ben Godfrey from Norwich for $12.3 million. So that's it for the transfer window. Let's go to the end of the season and see if we can earn that spot in European football next year. Guys, we finished the season in 6th, which I think is just missing the Europa League spot, unless something plays out correctly in the finals of everything. But still, good season. Definitely a lot farther than we were 2 years ago. So let's see how the rest of the results happen. Manchester City won the FA Cup again over Manchester United. Carabao Cup went to Manchester City again over Liverpool. Look at that. Liverpool won the league with only 1 draw. Wow. We finished 6th. We almost got Europa League. I think we just missed out. But still a good season. Being relegated will be Norwich, Bournemouth, and Wolves. Wow. Norwich had a minus 75 goal differential. Wow. But anyways, I digress. This year, Manchester City won the Champions League instead of runner-up, so they won both cups and the Champions League. Just couldn't win the Premier League title. Napoli defeated Chelsea to win the Europa League. Here's the stats for the season. Pretty balanced scoring up front. And here's progress in the stats. The Youth Academy product, Mr. Harrison's up to an 80 rated. So we've got most of our lineup in the 80s, except for the center back. So beginning this year, I focused on the attacking side of the ball. Next year, beginning of the year, I'm going to focus on the defensive side of the ball. So on to year number 4. This year, we're going to push for Champions League. That's the plan. So as you saw, the club didn't give me any money, so I'll make some moves tomorrow. Tomorrow, I'll speak English in a second. It's been sold to Milan for $45.2 million. His growth had kind of stunted and slowed down, so I figured I'll use him and maybe get somebody to grow quicker. So we got 2 years younger, 1 higher rated, and we saved $300,000. We sold Boubacar Kamara for just a shade under $45 million, and we got him from Leicester City. Welcome to the club, Boubacar. We sold Ben Lytle to the Romanian club Astra Giorgio for just a shade under $1 million. Selling spree continues. We sold Stephen Walker to CD Tondela for $1.2 million. And I think this might be the final sale, but if not, Mark Bola is going to FC Utrecht for $2 million. Okay, this might be the last sale. We sold Eric Garcia to Real Sociedad for $17 million. So we've straightened out the center back position more with all those moves. We've signed Jules Koundé from Athletic Club for $42.1 million. Now that's what I want to do, strengthen the back line. So, I wanted him for the whole rebuild since he was an original member of this club. But he just negotiated his contract with and I had to put in a $99 million release clause for Mr. Lucas Necha, and I couldn't renegotiate when Brighton was willing to pay for it because I just negotiated it within the last 6 months. So Mr. Necha is going to Brighton for just a shade under $100 million. Time to get a new striker. This may actually have worked out. We have signed from Manchester City Gabriel Jesus for $75 million, which, considering sold Neche was sold for $99 million. This may have actually worked out. So, way to go. Now that's an improvement. So that's the end of what was a really busy transfer window. Now I did notice that I have Europa League football this year, and the group is not too tough. Young Boys, one of the Greek teams, and Wolfsburg. So hopefully we can do well in that. And then next year the board will give me more than $40 million where I don't have to do money jamboree. So anyways, on to January 1st. So right now we're sitting in 7th at the halfway point. Definitely disappointing. We've had 8 draws. That's a major problem. So we are right now 14 out of a Champions League spot. The board wants me to get at least a Europa League spot, which we're only 6 out. And you remember last year we had that massive finish. So Liverpool's leading the league with 59. Oh, they have 2 draws this year. Wow, they're getting bad. Time to fire Klopp. Well, I don't know. I got some players unhappy for some reason. Bogle wants out of the club, even though he started every game. So I'm going to see if I can find a way around it. If not, I may have to sell a couple players I don't want to. But let's see. So I sold Jaden Bogle to Napoli for $46.3 million. Didn't want to do it, but he forced my hand. So we have found a replacement for Bogle for $33.3 million. We signed Joachim Mele, I believe it is. Norwegian. It's coming from Newcastle. So we sold Ben Godfrey to Leicester City for $32.4 million. Saying we basically double our investment on him. I can't remember the exact price I paid for him. But good luck over at Leicester. So on a good piece of business, with the money we got from selling Godfrey, we've bought Marash Kumbola from Helios Verona for just shade over $24 million. He's 3 years younger than Godfrey, and he's the same rating and maybe one above it. So good piece of business there. So that's all the business we did with the transfer window. Time to finish out the year and see how we do. Also, quick notes: we did win our group in the Europa League, so we did make the round of 32 there, where we'll play Genk. So hopefully at the end of the season, maybe we'll have Europa League title, which would be the first time I've ever won one in one of these rebuilds. So once again, we finished 6th for the 2nd straight year. So Europa League it is again. Oh man. Being relegated will be Fulham with only 6 points, Brentford and Southampton. Oh. Liverpool defeated Manchester City to win the FA Cup, and we lost Liverpool in the semi-finals again. Manchester City did manage to take the Carabao Cup home again. Liverpool couldn't pull off the trouble of losing to Barcelona in the final of the Champions League. And we couldn't win the Europa League Cup championship over Roma. That would have gotten us in the Champions League next year. Oh. Here's a quick look at the starting squad. As you see, this is actually a team that should be able to compete in getting in the knockout stage of the Champions League, but when I have injuries, I'm in trouble. So I'm going to fix that for next year somehow. Here's the stats with Jesus being our main goal scorer of 46 goals. Wow, that's a ton. So anyways, we're going to go to season number 5 and see if we can break into this Champions League mold. Okay, this is ridiculous. Granted, didn't make Champions League, but the board had like $450 million of profit by the end of the year. And all they're giving me is an extra $10 million. It's going to be hard for me to hold on to some of the original players I like to hold on to because they have value. And they get me bigger players. And usually I try to keep these players on the bench so they can be with the club and play some. But I'm probably not going to be able to hold on to most of them, if any of them. Well, anyways, on the transfer window, I had to do this deal. Dale Fry has been sold to Real Madrid for $110 million. He was one of the victims of the lack of money from Middlesbrough, as I would normally kept him, but I got this offer, couldn't refuse it. So on we go. Good luck in Spain, Mr. Fry. And with the money we just received from Mr. Fry, we have gone out and got Jose Maria Jimenez from PSG for $100 million. Welcome to the club, Jose. We sold another original member of the club, Nathan Wood, to Dusseldorf for $5.7 million. So that'll be at the end of a quiet transfer window, really. One player in, a couple players out, but I've got some money spent in the mid-season window, so let's go to that point and see how we're doing. When the January transfer window comes up, Joachim Male is going to Valencia for $50.1 million. So I think I almost doubled the money I paid for him. Now this is much more like it. We're sitting in second in the Premier League, 7 behind Manchester City. We still have the fewest goals out of the top 7 those scored, but we only allowed 6 goals all year. That's partially because the formation of 5 in the back. But anyways, moving on. We crushed our group 6-0, 18-0 in the Europa. And we'll play Sporting CP in the round of 32. So we'll find out how we did there at the end of the year. And Male's replacement is the German right back and center defense midfield. He's going to play right back. Joshua Kimmich, we bought him for $80 million from Bayern Munich. Welcome to the club, Josh. As you'll see, signed 3 guys from the youth squad for depth. That's it for this transfer window. Go to the end of the season, see how we finish up. Now this is like it. We finished second behind Manchester City in the Premier League, only 8 points back. Being relegated will be Wolves, Leeds, and West. We lost the finals of the FA Cup to Manchester City. We also lost the finals of the Carabao Cup to Liverpool. Manchester City went on to win the Champions League over Milan. Juventus defeated Lyon to win the Europa League, and we lost to Lyon in the semifinals Europa League on away goals. So this was a season of almost for us. And as much as I don't like switching up the formations for these teams, because I just like try to keep it that way, I had to here because, as you see, my 89 rated Youth Academy product, Harrison's in the left mid, where it's more favorable positioning, though he was a center mid. But you're about to see why I had to do that, and why he was ready to leave the club. Here's the stats in the season. We played 70 games, but as you'll see, he was never injured the entire year, but the computer had him only playing 48 games in simulation, so he was ready to leave. So when I started noticing he was wanting to leave the team, I had to make a change. So as you saw, my next best midfielder was like a 74. So obviously nobody's challenged him, but I digress. We're going to have to make that change, so he doesn't want to leave. But here we go, the stats. Next season we're playing the Champions League, and with the starting lineup I have, I really should have a good chance of winning it too. So on to season 5, is it? Might be 6. I lost count. And we have solidified that right midfield spot that opened up. Formation change. We've barely been able to squeeze it under our restrictions, but I've signed Kai Havertz from Leverkusen for $172 million. Welcome to the club, Kai. So that was the end of the transfer window. All we did was basically sold 2 prospects and Kunde for Havertz. Anyways, here's our first Champions League draw for this video. We got Leipzig, Milan, and Lokomotiv Moscow. Not the worst draw in the world. So anyways, on to January 1st. So we're sitting second in the Premier League, just 1 point out of first behind Manchester City. Now, I don't have anything to report for transfers this window because I have no money. In fact, it almost cost me. For some reason, just like with Harrison, Havertz is the second highest rated player on my entire team, but through the first 20 games, the simulation had him playing only in 13 of them because you can't, even though you have the line up, if you simulate through the calendar for a month at a time or whatever length, the computer itself will determine who to put in there. So I don't get it. So after settling that, Tonali's contract negotiation and getting Havertz in the first place, I have no money to spend. So let's see where we are in the Champions League. Now this is kind of surprising. We finished second in our group, which means we advanced, but we finished behind Milan. But it's not too bad because somehow we drew Napoli in the round of 16 while Milan got stuck with Bayern. So anyways, now to the round of 16 against Napoli, since we have no transfer. Here we are for the round of 16 against Napoli. Now we are in trouble. Ramsdale's out for 3 months. So even though I've got a 76 rated 17-year-old goalkeeper, which is great for the future, for the here and now, that's not good. And Jimenez is also out for 3 months, so yeah, I might be in trouble. But you never know. Hopefully maybe my offense can pick me up. Let's see, we're home against Napoli. 3-1. Yeah, we're just going to have outscore teams. But that works. So here we are for the away leg against Napoli. We are supporting a 3-1 lead, so here we go. We lost 2-1, but it's still good enough for us to advance. I'll take it with the backup goalkeeper, the Youth Academy product. Oh, what a bad luck to draw. We drew Real Madrid. We are not going to beat them with a 77, 76 rated goalkeeper, no matter how good a Youth Academy product is. So we're home leg. Let's just see how bad. The silence means I am shocked. Wow. So, you guys will not believe this. Jackson got hurt in the last league game in between these two fixtures. I don't have a third goalkeeper, so I had to go in the free agent market and sign Perez Farina, who's a 64 rated goalkeeper. So you think my confidence was nil before? I may not be able to finish this rebuild if we somehow win this fixture. But let's give it a shot. No, we couldn't quite pull it off. But we did force them to go to extra time. Rodrigo had to score in the 92nd minute. This would have been the rebuild for the ages of anybody on the internet. But oh well, let's finish the season and see how we end up. And despite all the injuries, we've managed to hold off Man City to win our first Premier League title. I think that's the first one I've won. I don't remember winning one in the Stevenage rebuild, but that was the first one I did for YouTube. So that was a couple months ago. Way to go. That's the way to hang on, persevere, team. Beginning of the year, we won the Community Shield over Manchester City, I guess, since they won both the Cup and the League. We got to go since we were second. I'm not sure the rules on that, but hey, I'll take another trophy. And we did the domestic treble. We won the FA Cup over Man City 1-0. We couldn't pull off the 4 Cup routine. Liverpool defeated Chelsea 3-2. Chelsea defeated us in the semis in penalties. That was when we were using the third string goalkeeper. Man City did overcome all the defeats to win the Champions League over Barcelona 1-0. And it was a Manchester sweep of the European trophies as Manchester United won the Europa League over Inter 2-1. Here's a look at our lineup. As you see, unfortunately, those injuries cost us because I have an entire team in the 90s. Now, I do have Jimenez at 30, Kimmich is at 30, but I think since everybody's in the 90s and the rest of them are fairly young, Jesus is 28, I'm going to roll the dice and maybe I'll pick up bench help from them, but I'm going to let them go. Now, unfortunately, due to financials with getting Havertz, I could not resign Paddy McNair, who had been in this club since year 1, which I did not want to lose him at all. But I'm going to try and see if maybe I can pick him up free agency or get him later. I doubt it, but you never know. Now here's the stats on the season. I'm going to go to year 7. Now the one thing that was nice with Jackson, because he played so much, he went up 9 to 77, so I think I'm going to be safe and don't need to get a backup goalie, because I think he'll be in the 80s next year, since he's still a prospect. So we'll see. On to year 7. We start off the season signing a player I've been chasing this entire rebuild, but due to the board's reluctance to need money, he was always just outside my price range. But I've signed Ryan Sessegnon from Man U, for $85.5 million. The wonderful thing about him is he can play left winger, left midfield, left back. So he can serve as a great bench player to fill in it anywhere on the left side. So he's very versatile. Welcome to the club, Ryan. I am missing Gabriela Jesus for the first 2 or 3 months due to torn ACL injury. So, and my strongest striker on the bench was 74, 75, so I've signed Ryan Brewster from Liverpool for $28.1 million. In real life, he's on loan from Liverpool to Swansea City, I believe. So, but he's a good, solid bench player who's going to be starting for the first month or 2. Welcome to the club, Ryan. Now, I had to show you this. I'm not going to take it because Willock's been here since, I believe, year 1, in fact. But I have never seen an amount this high, just even offered. Manchester United is offering $310 million. They are offering that. So that means if I went in negotiations, I could probably get I could possibly get as much as $360 million. Man, a smart business decision. I would take that in a heartbeat, because then I could buy like Jadon Sancho, who's close to the same age and same numbers, for like $150 million, and build on the team from there with just loading the bench. But I'm not going to do it. I'm keeping Willock. So that's all we're going to do this transfer window. I probably will roll over about $10 million. I'm going to keep my 3 goalkeepers that I went through last year. I think they're good enough. But we'll see January 1st if I need to make a move to get a mid-80s goalkeeper. We are in the lead of the Premier League by 4 over Man City and Liverpool. It's 5 back. We easily won our group in the Champions League. This might be the weakest group I have ever seen in a Champions League draw. And next round we face Roma. So on to the round of 16s. I don't think I'll be doing any business this transfer window. So I need some money to renew a couple of contracts still. So I had to sell Jed Spence to PSV for $10.5 million. So a quick and easy transfer window. Let's go on to Champions League football. So here's the away leg against Roma. Jimenez is out for 3 months. Sounds like a broken record. We have Kumbula in there, which should be enough for this fixture. Score is 3-1. So here we are for the home leg. Shouldn't have any issues, but never know. 4-0 win. Uh-oh, Ramsdale got nicked, but he didn't come out, so he should be fine. So in the quarterfinals, we draw Bayern Leverkusen. But that injury I wasn't worried about, Ramsdale, yeah, he played the last 65 minutes on a broken ankle. So back ends our 81 rated 19-year-old Youth Academy product, Mr. Jackson. I got Jimenez back. But Greenwood's also out for 7 weeks. So good thing we went out and got Mr. Brewster. So here we go, the home leg against Leverkusen. Ooh, not good. 1-0 loss. So here we are for the away leg. Good news, Ramsdale is back from injury, even though he's not 100%. Jimenez is out due to yellow cards, so Kumbula is in there. So we're trailing 1-0. We need at least 6 goals. There we go. Ramsdale was the difference. No offense, Mr. Jackson, but your time's in the future. Way to go. So in the semifinals, we got PSG. We're starting with the away leg. Greenwood is still out, but everybody else is healthy. Nobody's suspended. So here goes. Can we pull this off? 3-0 win. Yeah, I like that. So time for the home leg. Now Greenwood is back from injury. Just came back today, so he's going to be on the bench for this matchup because we should be fine without him. But everybody's healthy. 3-0 win, so we won 6-1 accurate. But Kimmich got a red card. Oh no. So in the finals, we get to draw Barcelona. Now tell me if you've heard this one before. But Aaron Ramsdale's out 4 weeks with an injury. So Jackson, my youth academy 19-year-old, is going to be the starting goalkeeper for a Champions League final. And I'm going to be missing Kimmich. Not ideal. First things first, we won the Premier League easily with 107 points over Manchester City and Man United. Being relegated, it's West Ham, Huddersfield, and Leeds. For 2 straight years, we've won the Community Shield, winning on penalties over Man City. We won the FA Cup over Watford. And we've swept all the domestic trophies, winning the Carabao Cup over Liverpool. In the Europa League, Schalke won over Lyon in penalties. There's my lineup for the Champions League. Sessegnon is in for Kimmich, so that's not too bad. He's 86, 87 rated, but the goalie is the worry. Can we pull it off? Can we win 5 trophies in 1 year? Survey says we won on penalties. Jesus scored in the 86th minute, sent it in extra. We have won it. Wow. There you have it. There's the Champions League trophy being lifted from Middlesbrough. And I have to say the MVP has to be the goalie, Mr. Jackson, the Youth Academy project. Never would imagine in his life at 19 he'd be the starting goalkeeper for a Champions League winner. But anyways, here are the stats for the season. Look at that, Gabriel Jesus scored 43 goals even though he missed the first 6 games of the season. 22 assists for Tonali. And here's a look at the overall. Willock is up to a 97. Tonali. Harrison, the Youth Academy product, is up to a 95. Let's scroll through. Mr. Hayden Coulson's been here since the very beginning with a team. Jackson Youth Academy project. Davies Youth Academy project. The free agent goalkeeper we signed last year. There he is. He's up to 70. Romain Burrow was with his club from the beginning. I think the first year he was on loan, if I remember right. As well as Tyrone O'Neill. He was here at the beginning too. So like usual, we'll play one more season where I'll just quickly show you the transfers, and then I'll show you the final results, see if we can repeat as Champions League champs. On to the final season of this rebuild. So we went out to see if we could get a couple English stalwarts Champions League title. We signed Harry Kane and Harry Maguire from Paris and Liverpool respectively. And we load out Mr. Burrell and Morris. And we sold the Youth Academy Ewan Baker for $700,000. That's all our transfers that we did this year. We crushed the Premier League, finishing 9 points ahead of Liverpool for the title. We took our 3rd straight Community Shield over Manchester City. To win the FA Cup, we defeated Liverpool on penalties. But Liverpool got the revenge on us and won the Carabao Cup 3-1. At the beginning of the season, we took down Schalke to win the Super Cup. Napoli won the Europa League over Chelsea in penalties. There you have it, back-to-back Champions League titles. We beat Liverpool for the 4th time for a trophy, and we did in convincing fashion, 5-0. That might be a record. I'm not sure of it, but who knows. Here's the stats for the season. As you see, Havertz had 44 goals and 23 assists. Now something interesting, and tell me if you heard this before. Ramsdale got injured. He missed from April, I would say, based on the emails I saw when I went back looking. So once again, our Youth Academy product, Mr. Jackson, went through the round of 16 quarters and semifinals as our goalie in the Champions League. Man, I'm glad I kept him this whole time. Here's the final attributes for our players. A couple of 98s, 97, 95, 94, 92. Jimenez and Kimmich still are 90, despite being 32 years old. So that's it for the Middlesbrough rebuild. Back-to-back Champions League titles and a ton of trophies, which you'll see in the stats right after this. If you have a team you want me to rebuild, leave a comment down below. Hey, like and subscribe, because these rebuilds do take quite a bit of time and effort. But for my next rebuild, I think I'm going to be going to the Danish leagues, someplace different, someplace requested. So thanks again, guys. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you next week.